Welcome all to the GATE solution series. So in this video, we are going to discuss the linear programming problems from the GATE 2021 paper Mathematics. So in this paper, there were 4 questions, which are 2 from 1 marks and 2 are from 2 marks. So total in this video, we are going to discuss the questions which are worth 6 marks in the paper of 2021. Okay, so चलिए शुरू करते हैं. Okay, so the question number 23 is on your screen. In this question number 23, we have to find the optimal value of the dual of the problem P which is given. Okay. Simple thing we have to note here is कि अगर तुम्हारा primal problem optimal है, then the dual will also be optimal and the optimal value of the both primal and dual will be the same. So we just have to find the optimal value of the given problem and we just not worry about the dual thing which is mentioned here. Okay. I assume that you know how to draw the feasible region according to these 3 constrained lines. And I did it already, so one can easily find these 4 corner points and check the value at those corner points and decide what is the optimal value, right? But the other thing we can do is, without manually finding those 4 points, one can observe this thing. We have to maximize this function, right? Okay. We have to maximize this function 2x1 plus 3x2. What does it mean? We have to find value c, right? A maximum value c where x1 and x2 lie in this region, right? But what is this? If you observe, this is just a straight line, right? This is just a straight line in the plane. And what is C, in fact, is a y-intercept of that straight line, right? In particular, if I take suppose C equals to 6, then it will be a straight line which will be 0.30 and 0, 2 here. Okay, let me draw it. Yeah. This will be this. Okay. Yeah, this will be this straight line, right? And as we vary C, the lines will be parallel to this line and they will just move upward and downwards, right? And we have to maximize. So we have to find the maximum value of C such that the line will remain in this region, right? If we move upward this line, then the value of C will increase. But as we go upward, the line will get out of the region, right? And the end point will be this point. मतलब जब यहाँ पे तुम्हारा लाइन होगी, that is the only point which will be in the region and on the line also. So if you go beyond that point, then the line will go outside the region. So this is the point which gives you the maximum value of the objective function. We just have to find this point. So this point is the intersection of this line and this line. What is this line? This line is minus x1 plus x2 equals 1. Okay. And this line is, I guess, x1 plus x2 equals 3, if I'm not wrong. x2 is 0, x1 is 0, x2 is plus 1, perfect. You just have to find the intersection of these 2 lines. So it's pretty simple now. 2x2 equals 4, which implies x2 equals 2. And if you put back, you get x1 equals 2, x2 minus 1, x2 minus 1 is 1. So the point here is, x is 1, 2. So that's it. Now if you put the value in the objective function, what is the value is 2 times 1 plus 3 times 2, which is 6 plus 2, that's 8. So we are done. The answer to this question is 8. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. Question number 24. Yeah, this is a good question. Okay, read the problem carefully. Consider the following linear programming problem. Problem is given. And the solution is given. In fact, the basic feasible solution is given, and we have to find the x1 plus s1 plus s2 plus s3. Cool. Okay, what information we can use? Okay, so this looks something useful. A basic feasible solution. What does it mean? Feasible solution means it satisfies the constraints, and basic means 5 equations and there are 5 variables and 3 equations, right? Which implies for the solution to be basic, 5 minus 3, that is 2 of the variables must be 0. This is what basic feasible solution means. 2 variables must be 0. Okay. So we know x2 is 2 here, right? Now we have choices for 0 variables. How are x1, s1, s2, s3? These 2 among these 4 must be 0, right? Okay, let's just find these three inequalities after substituting the value of x2, which is 2. Okay, let's find it. The inequalities become 2x1 plus 3 to the 6 plus s1, which is 12, which implies 2x1 plus s1 as 6. Then minus x1 plus x2 is 2 plus s2 is 1, which implies minus x1 plus s2 is equal to minus 1. Then minus x1 plus 2 times 2 plus s3, which is equal to 3, which implies minus x1 plus s3 equal to 3 minus 1 is again minus 1. Oh, and also by these two equations, I observed that s2 equals to s3, right? Okay, this is useful. Now we have to, guess which two of these four can be 0. Okay. What can we say about x1? Can x1 be 0? Because if x1 is equal to 0, then if x1 is 0, then simply you will get s2, which will be minus 1, right? But which is not possible because s1, s2, s3 are all non-negative. So this is not possible. So x1 can't be 0. So x1 can't be 0. So this is out of scope. Now what are your choices? S1, S2 and S3, right? Among these three, two of them must be 0. But if you we have got this result, right? S2 equals to S3, right? So if you choose S1, then S2 will be there, and as S1 and S2 is 0, which is equal to S3 also. So all of these three must be 0. If you choose S1 to be 0, then all of 3 will be 0, right? But can this be possible? Because if you S2 and S3, if you put 0, then X1 you get 1 from these two equations. And if you again put S1 and also 0, then you get X1 is 3. But which is inconsistency, right? You are getting two values for X1. So this is not possible. Implies S1 also cannot be 0. There are only choice left is now S2, which is equal to S3, which is equal to 0. Right? So now what you get, if you put it here, then you get x1, which is equal to 1. You put it in this equation, S2 S3 equals 1. And you put in first equation, x1 is 1. From here you will get S1 equal to 6 minus 2, which is 4. Right? Now you have the complete list of solution, which is x1 is x1 is 1, x2 is 2, that is given already. S1 is S1 was 4, and S2 equal to S3 equal to 0, right? And what we have to find is x1 plus S1 plus S2 plus S3, which is equal to 1 plus 4, which is 5, and that's it. Okay, easy question, right? Let's move on to the next question. Oh, that's a big question. So, पूरा question पढ़ लो मेरे आधा घंटा. The question seems very big and tough, but we can do the question in two ways. First one is because we have to choose which one of the four is not true, right? We can just show the three statements to be true, and then the remaining one will be your answer, or just straight away find the counter example for one statement. Correct? I will show you both the methods to do this. फर्स्ट वैसे करते हैं, हम क्या करेंगे पहले कि जैसे आउटरो दिखाना है. सो लेट्स सी व्हाट डज ऑप्शन ए से. A says that P has an optimal solution, right? I hope you have read the question carefully. Now we will use here the fundamental theorem of linear programming problems. What a fundamental theorem of linear programming problem says that every linear programming problem must be one of these three, right? One of these three. First is optimal, second is unbounded, or third is infeasible. Every linear programming problem will be one of these three, right? So here observe, they have given that PQ be a feasible solution of P such that value of this is C. That means the region is feasible. So this thing cuts off. Now you have two choices, either it is optimal or it is unbounded. But what is given? All feasible solutions of P satisfy this condition. What does it mean? It means it is not unbounded, it is bounded, right? And one thing I will want to clarify here is, like, most of the students gets confused between unbounded region and unbounded solution. That when I say here unbounded, it means unbounded solution. That means the range of the function must be bounded, range of the objective function. It doesn't imply that the region, the feasible region, is unbounded, right? There are two different things. So I hope you know that. So here they have given the objective function is bounded, hence this condition also fails. The only condition left is now optimal. So P must have an optimal solution. So A statement is correct, which is not desirable. Here we are going to check which of the following is not correct. Okay. So B option is not look good. So we'll move on to C option now. Let's check see what the C option says. If y1, y2, y3 is a feasible solution of the dual of the P, then b1 y1 plus b2 y2 plus b3 y3 is greater or equal 6. Okay. So we'll use in fact the weak duality principle here. Weak duality principle. Right. If you observe what is this looking like? Like if you find the dual of the problem, what will be the objective function for the dual? The dual of the problem will be like minimize b1 y1 plus b2 y2 plus b3 y3, right? And with respect to the constraints which we got, which we will get if you want to find. Now the weak duality principle. What weak duality principle says? Suppose for primal to be a maximization problem, suppose Z0 is the value of Z0 is the value of the optimal of the objective function primal for a particular feasible solution, and W0 will be a value of the dual for a particular feasible solution, then always Z0 will be less equal W0. What does it mean? कि for किसी भी feasible solution के लिए जो dual वाली function की value रहेगी वो हमेशा बड़ी रहती है corresponding to the primal objective function, correct? कोई भी तुम feasible solution ले लो primal का, उसकी value हमेशा किसी भी feasible solution of the dual के से कम छोटी ही रहेगी. So this statement is always true because 6 is the value of the primal for some feasible solution, right? This PQ. So this is also a true statement. And the D statement says the dual of P has at least one feasible solution. Yeah, because right now we know that the primal is optimal, and if the primal is optimal, the dual is also optimal. Optimal means it is feasible. So we will have an optimal solution which is in fact feasible. So D statement is also correct. So the only statement which makes some problem is B. So B is not true. Even you can think of counter example also for this straight away. Okay, if you want to think. Say given condition is the objective function lies in between these lines. This is -5 and this is 12. So just kind of you do something like so that your region will be suppose this region. So they do something like suppose another line now this region suppose now only. This is unbounded right side, and the function if you take suppose maximize just x2, which will be 12, right? But the region is unbounded. Now region goes to infinity in this side. So this is a rough idea how can you construct a problem which has bounded objective function but unbounded region, feasible region. Okay.